All right, top of the morning to you, and of course, welcome to our newspaper review. All right, we call it front page review on this super dial voice of the people 90.3 FM. A beautiful morning to everyone, and welcome again. My name is Jude. It can be Jude, and of course, hey, I know some persons will be like, "Where is our Cordelia? Where is our Cordelia?" Well. Now na matter I make she did where she did now in body the hot. It's not easy talking about Nigerian palaver problem issues, wahala and everything, so she's a little bit down with malaria, but our prayer is that she'll be strong as soon as possible. The basketballs is too much. Like my mom would say, if you're too heavy, put a commodity for head, and then for head to shoulder. If you're too heavy again, just do shoulder like this, make the thing drop. Okay, but don't worry, we will do everything we need to do this morning for you to give you all of the information that you need. Don't forget, today is the 17th day in the month of June 2024, and of course, Baraka de Salah to all Muslim faithfuls. Baraka de Salah, Baraka de Salah. Well, this morning, quickly, let's roll. I've got several newspapers here. From Punch to Vanguard to Daily Trust to This Day, The Nation, Guardian, and so much more that I'll be giving you this morning. All right? Yeah. But then, the Punch is quite punchy this morning, and that's where we will begin. Yes, let's start with the strong headlines we have. The big one here on minimum wage. Federal government pushes 62,000 naira. Federal government pushes 62,000 naira pay despite Labour's opposition. Okay, well, we'll get to talk more on that anyway. Again, we have here Lagos court jails 2 fake EFCC officials for 46 years. 6 killed, scores abducted in Sokoto Salah Day attack. And this really got my attention. I'm like, shall we continue like this? Let me not finish the other one, but shall we continue like this? When I have I'll be talking to Rufai Oseni, anytime soon, and we'll get to talk on that. Then again, we have these news featuring in from Lagos Ibadan Expressway. We have here 2 falling trucks worsened gridlock on Lagos Ibadan Expressway, and of course, commuters grow. 16 tech tools for business analysis. You can check that out. Is right there in the Punch newspaper this morning. Let's look at what is happening in Kano quickly. Kano residents applaud calm as Sanusi Bayero lead Salah prayers, and for some it's going to be a very beautiful one. Having this duo do their thing. Normalcy, coming in gradually. In the city of Kano. It's a good one. Then let's move on quickly. Still the Punch newspaper, just right here. 17 billion naira debt. We have several stories featuring from there. But then before we talk about that, police probe deaths of US-based businessman in Lagos hotel. And of course, on Salah celebration, Tinubu, Buhari, Sultan, Khan provide solutions to hardship in Nigeria. And so we would want to ask, what is the solution like? What have they said? What did they provide? How did they go about it? Well, we'll get to know all of that this morning. And Ede Kabiru governors urge sacrifice for Nigeria's peace and of course progress. And what a sad one, a terrible one, where we hear that some lovers found dead inside the Ondo apartment. All right. I wish I could give you more on the Punch newspaper, but then let's move quickly to some of the stories. Let's visit Vanguard newspaper this morning. just below the nameplate here, we have this big one. If we knew what we were getting involved in, we wouldn't have what? Who's saying that? Dangote is saying that this morning. If we knew what we were getting involved in, we wouldn't have what? Just grab a copy of a Vanguard newspaper and get to read what Dangote is talking about there. All right. Foreign portfolio investors in massive return to Nigeria is a story you will catch in the Vanguard newspaper this morning. Foreign portfolio investors in massive return to Nigeria. I'm sure some people like return to Nigeria despite all of these economic quagmire. Okay. The big story here, still with Vanguard newspaper this morning. Labour Tripartite Committee Chair trade words over minimum wage. And to some other big stories now on harsh environment. Tax revenue from manufacturers plunged by 70%. And of course, to some more now. Vanguard is still here. Council moves for recapitalization of Odua investment. Check your time now is 7:08 a.m. on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Okay, tragedy. I gave you this one earlier, on the Punch newspaper. Yeah, well, we had the first one. Lovers reportedly electrocuted during sex romp in Ondo. And of course, NBCC begins trade mission June 24 to attack UK investors. Is a story on the Vanguard newspaper this morning. All right, let's see if we can give you more here. Tinubu inherited dead economy. Presidency tackles New York Times. Did you read that story? Tinubu inherited a dead economy. Is a response by the presidency to the New York Times. Well, we'll get to touch on that, briefly this morning. And to Daily Trust. Yeah. Okay, no, before Daily Trust, let's get to Daily Post. Yeah. Akwa Ibom recorded 1,467 SGBV cases in 3 years. Ete says that. Okay, and to the big story here. Discordant tunes threaten move to create additional state for Southeast. Discordant tunes threaten move to create additional state for the Southeast. Grow your own food. Control population. Buhari advises Nigerians. Okay. Grow your own food and control a population. Buhari advises Nigerians. Use of boats for kidnap, ransom in foreign currency. Bad omen. This is coming from Peter Obi. He says use of boats for kidnap, ransom in foreign currency. Bad omen. And here we have again Tinubu inherited dead economy. Presidency replies New York Times. Okay, let's just leave there. Let's just hold on with that particular story. Let's visit the Guardian. The Guardian newspaper has several stories here. Okay, Sanusi snubs police ban leads Doba in Kano. ILO tasks journalists on fight against child labor. Police PSC disagree over recruited 10,000 constables. And still here, Tinubu advises or observes Salah in Lagos, urges charity and sacrifice. Presidency Islam's New York Times report says Tinubu inherited dead economy. There's a big story on a Vanguard newspaper this morning. Yeah, I think several newspapers are reporting this story. President Islam's New York Times report says Tinubu inherited very, very dead economy. All right, and to some of the top stories below the nameplates now. Police nab suspected armed robbery, recover pistol in Imo. Troops neutralize 3 bandits in Kaduna recover arms. Building collapse. Lagos engages council bosses on compliance with codes and, of course, approval processes. Now, let's touch a little bit on Coastal Highway. Federal government flags off construction of Section 2. Rivers communities connected to national grid after 50 years without electricity. It's a beautiful one, though, if you ask me. But then, 50 whole years. The Nation is next. All right, Nigeria's economic situation. New York Times got it all wrong. That's what the Nation is reporting this morning. That on Nigeria's economic situation, that New York Times got it all wrong. I would want to give you a pinch, of this particular story, this morning, just a little of it, okay. And then I will also want to bring in our analyst on this morning. Well, okay. Let me drop all of these headlines. Here again, we have a big one here in Kaduna. Uber Sani keeps June 12 spirit alive. NAFRC rather trains 700 retiring officers on post-service life. US Africa Summit. Why Africa needs sustainable agric growth. And a children's project to promote cultural heritage. Well, it's a very beautiful piece on the Nation newspaper this morning. And to the big story. Sacrifice key to nation building, says Tinubu. Yeah. Sacrifice key to nations building, according to Tinubu. Well, that's a big story there. And then let me see if I can give you 2 more before I get to introduce analyst this morning. Tinubu not responsible for economic woes. Presidency replies New York Times. Yeah, repeating itself again here. Tinubu not responsible for economic woes. Presidency replies New York Times. And of course, let's see if I can touch on the last one here. CBN confirms $2.9 billion deposit in special account to stabilize forex markets. Did you hear that? CBN confirms $2.9 billion deposit in special accounts to stabilize forex markets. It is a front page review on Voice of the People, 90.3 FM. Welcome everyone. My name is Jude, in case you're just tuning in. All right, time now to get to our analyst. Rufai Osenia, of course. Rufai Osenia, and of course, Ejiro Omukoro. A very beautiful morning to you.
Yeah, morning. Bless you, Judith. How's it going?
Yeah, good to have you this morning. I be one beg you urgent 2K yesterday. You not gonna take my call.
Urgent 2K, no verse. Sorry, I missed your call. So good to have you on. And let's do it together real quick. But I mean, Judith, there are a couple of stories making the rounds.
Exactly.
There's one that really hurts me. I think somebody was speaking on the top page. A PDP chieftain was speaking on the top page of the this day newspaper this morning and was trying to berate Labour that they are not being realistic. I'm like, why do the try to play to the gallery? And that PDP chieftain, Mr. Nosoki, does he understand the challenges Labour is going through? Does he understand the state of play of the economy as we speak today? Does he understand how debilitating it is for people to leave and how livelihood has become hampered? Does he understand the attendant level of inflation in the society and how, people celebrated yesterday Salah, but Ram was heavy in prices?
Very, very.
When you look at things like this and you expect people not to say anything about it and you're not berating Labour, say they gave wage award, And they said that they put about buses and all of that. How many workers are using the buses and the trains? They said they put about. What's the deployment like of the CNG buses? How many workers are they carrying per day? How have they been able to help the people? You talked about agricultural policies. Most of them were not done by the state. You see, we need to be able to make the decision between things that were announced and things that were fulfilled. There are many things government announced, but it never does. So there's a clear distinction, and it can just announce for the sake of propaganda, but it never really actualizes it. And that's the problem, the challenges we are seeing in society. So please let people stop deceiving us. We know these things very well, and we know them effectively. And for all the messages of Father's Day, we must have sacrifices, we must make society better, and all of that. The truth is, I think the leaders too should become better fathers. I preached a message yesterday on my Sunday show. I say a nation where the fathers are slaves. And that's what Nigerians have become. A nation where the fathers are slaves to their greed. A nation where the fathers are slaves to their indiscretion. Where the people are suffering, but the fathers are more concerned about their own selfish desires. Is it at the time that we are suffering now that our leaders should be thinking of another presidential jet? Or they should be thinking of 21 billion for the vice president's home? Where did Oshiba just stay? Where did Lamadi Samu stay? Where did the other vice presidents stay? Didn't they stay in this home?
No, those ones have been demolished, or they are not good enough for the current man.
Okay, where is Shetima staying currently? Where is Shetima staying currently, we should ask. So it just shows the insensitivity. So when we have a nation whose fathers are slaves, it becomes a hopeless nation. And that's what's happening to Nigeria as we speak. The hopelessness is daunting. So it's not about the leaders saying we should make sacrifice and all of that. What sacrifice have they made as regards insecurity? Look at Salah celebration yesterday. There were attacks too in Sokoto. Look at what happened just over the weekend. A billionaire businessman was kidnapped just in Lagos here. And now they're posting up a ransom of $1.5 million. So there's pervasive level of insecurity across the country, a pervasive level of challenges across the country. So if we are not ready to be able to introspect and look at these things effectively, what sacrifices have they made as regards healthcare? What sacrifices have they made as regards healthcare and some other aspects of government and governance? So they can't just be peeing on our back and be telling us it's raining. Another thing I want to talk about is the challenge going on in Kano. Only God knows what is going on in Kano.
I had wanted to just ask you.
Two emirs came out. Yes. Anyway, the case was in court. The Bayero had first won the first case of denying him his rights, and in fact, they posted a 10 million. What's it called to him? A 10 million damages in his favor.
Yes.
But truth is, it has to be said, what is really going on? Emir Sanusi had his own Durbar yesterday. Bayero couldn't have his. He just had a prayer. But it's not healthy for Kano to have two Emirs. So, truth has to be said. We need to be able to ask questions about what is going on. And we need to be able to make a resolution. But obviously, it looks as though the governor's speech he said with Sanusi, because it was at the Sanusi Durbar yesterday, and it was at the Sanusi prayers. But it speaks volumes about the system in our country. We just keep having this back and forth, and nothing has been done. The challenge is still on, and there's pain everywhere in Kano. There's uncertainty, and I just pray the political actors. Yeah, go ahead.
These are that story that says that the Central Bank of Nigeria monetary policies, may have whet the appetite of foreign portfolio investors, as fresh inflow amounting to about 120.8 billion came into the market in April 2024, recording the fourth consecutive month-on-month rise this year. What they're trying to say there is that foreign portfolio investors are in massive rush return, to Nigeria.
So let me explain this to you. I think it needs a lot of explanation. A lot of people don't understand things. What the central bank is doing is what they call OMO, open market operations. They are bopping up their parameters so that they can get portfolio investments. It's not a sustainable model because it leaves you with a flat line. This year, we had debt management officer saying we have to pay interest on about 1 trillion on our yields. What you're doing is you're making your bodies excessively very high so that portfolio investment will just come and do cash and carry. When your bond yields go low, they'll take their money and they'll run away. So it's just a very crude way of trying to solve the liquidity crisis. It's not a sustainable way. The sustainable way is to have what we call FDIs, not FPIs. FDIs, where people actually come to your economy, invest in your economy, they make returns in your economy, and this money circulates. It's more a sustainable way that provides jobs. FPI does not provide jobs. It's just a quick cash and carry thing. You know, the people that benefit the most are traders in banks like Societe Generale, BNP Paribas, Credit Agricole, and, you know, your HSBCs of this world. So they buy all those bonds because it's cheap and all of that. They make proceeds for their people that are helping, that are giving them the money to help them buy. And that's why you see that most of these top banks, when they release their quarterly report, they always praise the CBN because they are making money off you. If you are the fool in a game and people are making money off you, they'll say, oh yeah, the boy is good. You know what the boy is good in Yoruba? When they say the boy is good, you know what it means? It means you're a fool. So it's because we are playing the boy is good. We don't have a sustainable economy. We are bopping up bond yield market. We're bopping up treasury yields market. We're bopping up all of those markets. We're getting the inflows. Yes, but we forget that the inflows are investments. And we forget that people are going to cash in on their investment. So it's not necessarily our money. It's not our resource.
Okay.
So those are the challenges on ground, and we need to understand these dynamics.
One more thing is I want you to help us clarify these also. You know, the ongoing move to create an additional state in the southeast geopolitical zone, you know, that is facing several threats right now.
It's not today that the moves have been going on. I'm sure we are talking about the Anyamas. It's not today the moves have been going on. It's been on for a while. I mean, if you look at the last national conference, they all talked about more state creation and everything. But I think we should suspend that argument. You know why?
Why?
Is it the same states we have on ground that can't pay minimum wage and want to create more? So what's the viability of even the states on ground? Out of all the states on ground, I think about only 10 or 15 of them that were a mark that could pay the new minimum wage they're talking about. So why are you creating more states where they are not viable? What's the viability of the states you've created? I mean, we create them for political exigency so that we can be able to share revenue and resources. But what's the viability?
All right. Tinubu inherited. This is a big one I so love to talk about. That Tinubu inherited a dead economy. You know, the presidency is quick. You know, now quick to respond to anybody. And now it's time for them. I mean, they responded to New York Times saying that Oga actually inherited a dead economy. Don't blame him. I mean,
okay. What are the parameters of Tinubu inherit? When Tinubu came, what are the parameters inherited? At first, we inherited 87 trillion debt. He has increased into over 100 trillion as we speak. He inherited 22% inflation. He has increased it to 33.7%. He has added over 11% extra to inflation. All right. So most of those parameters that he's saying is not. In fact, he's made the economy worse off. He has not given us confusion in the subsidy market as we speak. He has given us confusion because he claims he has removed subsidy. But we can all see that some stupid payment is still being made.
Well, the special advisor on information and strategy said because of the misleading slant of the report, the government needed to clear up some, misconceptions conveyed by the reporters as regards the economic policies of president. They keep talking about the economic policies of the president. I don't understand.
They keep trying to push this propaganda, but President Tinubu has made the economy worse off. Pure, it's a fact. We can't deny it. I've given you the parameters. He's added 11% more to the inflation. The cost of living has gone up. All the policies he said, he has failed on them. And I'll give you. Last year, he said he was going to cultivate 100,000 hectares of agricultural land. He failed. It's not been planned. That's why we're having a food crisis today. If he did, he should show us the land. He said we're going to remove food from grain reserve. You should show us the grain reserve they have. The palliative they said they were giving. You remember how that thing was mad in a lot of controversy with better equity. Today, they are not even giving us a solution to what will happen to better equity. Are you letting her go? And let's even ask, is better edu still collecting her salary?
We know nothing about Better Edu, really. as at this moment.
So it's 1 year down the line. You've not even given us a finality to that case, or the NCI PIA woman. Are they still collecting their salaries? Nothing. You said the refinery will be ready by December. Today, we are still talking about mechanical completion for Port Harcourt refinery. The so-called Dangote refinery that has been able to make things available, you can't give them crude. So, yeah, maybe the economy was. I mean, these are facts on ground. We shouldn't deceive and lie to ourselves.
There is something I always hear, before Buhari came on board. Okay, when Buhari came on board, he was blaming Jonathan. And now Tinubu is blaming Buhari. Maybe the next person will come and blame Tinubu. I don't understand why it's always like that in this nation.
Buhari said he was cleaning the Augie unstable. They will always throw blames around. At some point, Buhari started to throw blames around from here to Kutuwenji. It got to a stage where the blames couldn't hold water again. So he faced it. That was how Buhari to lie that he wasn't paying subsidies again. Then he now gave us a new word called we are clearing the Augie unstable. No, he said they now give it a new name. They call it under recovery. So let's say the way it is.
All right, let's also have Ejiro Umuku quickly.
My sister Ejairo.
Auntie is somewhere around.
My sister Ejairo. God bless you.
Did you see pasala meat to eat? Did you see any to chop?
I know. I'm not a chop red meat, but I see plenty come there.
They chop red meat.
Why did they chop red meat?
See, my life changed like 3-4 years ago. I used to be over 120, 130 kg. Then I had to lose close to half of my body weight, and I had to adopt a new fitness lifestyle. So I cut a lot of food off. I've not drank any bottle of soft drink in the last 3-4 years.
Oh,
correct.
Really?
Correct. Yeah, my kind of person.
Really?
For almost 15 years, I don't even drink anything soft myself.
I've not drank any soft drink. I don't even drink anything in the bottle. No alcohol, nothing.
Correct.
Just clean eating, a lot of clean
beautiful
eating.
Discipline. I like that. Correct. On my path be that one consistently for years. I know you think I'm enjoying. So on the right track.
Clean eating, a lot of exercises. Yesterday on Saturday, I had to go give a speech. After coming back, I played tennis for over 2 hours. I played 3 sets.
Wow.
You
played 3 sets.
But I want to ask Madam Ejari one question.
Yes.
Why be saying now once in a year we celebrate Father's Day and Mother's Day like plenty times?
The same question I wanted to ask.
The question is the question. You said the question you want to know the way, nothing for you.
They just give us once a year, and the remaining one are for women.
Why are you throwing the blame on somebody else? No, you people are the one that said. Wait now, you people are the one that said all these mothers dirty. Don't worry, they are women. That's how women do. They like hugging, they like parties, they like leave them alone. It was that leave them alone thing that brought you people where you are. And now you cannot compete with it. You are not jealousy. Stop being a jealousy person.
Okay.
What you can do now is this. Going forward, make I just give a small advice. Okay. Remember that women are very creative people. There is Mother Day around many things. Even church, do you notice that even church and religion themselves, Papa, they create the series of Mother Days apart from the other International Mother's Day. So on a go get committee meeting, within that circle.
Yes.
I say, hey, that's gonna be proactive now. What is it?
Nigerian fathers, they pass through so much right now, easy.
Stop making it look as if.
We pass through hell. We pass through fire. So they're supposed to give us like at least add maybe 1 or 2 to ram.
No, now.
So please, we want to adopt emotion.
Okay.
Our emotion is we want to be celebrating Father's Day 12
nobody
times
hold on now.
Every month.
Nobody hold on now. More can I pursue am because I no go do am. Not my problem with now. Now them out that they beg. But do the thing. I no go do am.
Okay. Yeah. Ejiro, we're talking about the presidency yesterday rejecting a New York Times report, that blamed the prevailing economic woes on President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's policies. That's what we're talking about. Maybe you want to also, touch on it.
It's interesting that that report came out because the truth of the matter is normally New York Times, Wall Street Journal, the Washington Post, these particular international leading American powerhouse medias, they never talk about Africa and they will never talk about Nigeria. The only time you see when they come out to really talk about Nigeria or Africa is when it's going to directly create the most negative picture of who we are. And when I say the most negative, it means that it is also founded on facts. Do you get what I'm trying to say?
Sure.
So we are never relevant in their storytelling. I want everybody to even know that. Or even not send us. They're not send us. That's the truth. Until we begin to send ourselves, right? They're not send us. And the only time they go send us, now when they begin to look at the most negative aspect of who we are. People, when they read New York Times, Wall Street Journal, and the Washington Post, I can guarantee you, the perception they have of Nigeria is one of the most distorted type of perception, the most demeaning type of perception. And that is because they are strategic in making sure that if they're reporting around the globe, they are going to take only the stories they think their audience, will buy into, or will project us in the way they have also chosen over centuries to prefer to see us. So what it means on us is this. Now that this is where we're at, why don't you, right, going forward as a people, as a country, as a continent, take charge of your affairs? If you want them to be your PR, because they're not your PR organization, they not send you. They will not do PR for you. If you're going to do PR with them, you're going to pay a lot of money. And they wouldn't mind because that is a lot of money into their coffers. Let us remember that for many years, the Swiss, right? The Swiss banks in particular, they were those who we had all the all the loots from Abacha loot and so many other loots that we can think of. They were all domiciled in this other.
What did you call it? Aluta? So when you loot several times, you call it aluta.
Aluta loot.
And in Nigeria, since it continues, aluta continues.
No, aluta loot continua. 9 with this. So now they cause this thing. So you imagine you carrying your own monies to a country where they also sit down and determine your percentage of significance and perception on a perception index. So when they go braille out the most what's this word they used to use to say the most transparent countries in the world, the most economic vibrant country in the world, the top 10 most upstanding driving economy in the world. So remember saying our money where we drop into their account, their own banks. Yes, they drive their own economy. When they talk say the most corrupted countries in the world, they don't go talk say now them we collect the corruption money into their account corrupt. Now you will carry your money, thief come out from your country, go give them. Now you corrupt. So you see the basis of the indices and the definition of who we are. So at the end of the day, there was something Obaseki said during the Salah celebration. He said it is time that Nigerians, and I hope he also included himself, he said that it is time that Nigerians understand that neighborliness, kindness, supportiveness, friendliness, thoughtfulness, right? With what we used to be before as Nigerians, we need to go back to those things that we used to be. Because the Nigeria I used to know, I tell people a lot. There was a time in Nigeria where we say you go markets, When you go markets like this, on the table, people go set their assortment, even for ground as the case may be, on raffia palms and everything, or even nylon as the case may be, very black or white nylon. When they put the thing for there, when they go market, you go carry change. If you not carry change, you go there. And then change, they arrange the change money one side, then they go put the note money one side. So the 8 penny, the 1 naira, the 1 kobo, the 5 kobo, where you get, you go, if you get 1 naira note that time, say for 5 naira note as the case may be, now you go drop them down, come exchange the money, the change. The money there in the open. That is the Nigeria I know. So what I'm saying is we should come back to who we are supposed to be. Imagine, let me give you the scenario because I go do small investigation. Over the weekend, in Katsina, the ram was sold for 80,000 naira. By the time you go ship the ram with the feeds and everything, come to Abuja, it not past 10,000 naira per
Lagos.
ram. Wait, no, wait, so make a break and down for you, make you understand the sequence. So Add 10,000 naira, and that's what you get for your RAM. Add on to that money, that's 90,000 naira in terms of overhead costs. When you bring her from Katsina to Abuja, that's 90,000 naira. But when we went to the market, this is 90,000 naira. In other words, 10,000 naira extra on top of the RAM you bought at 80k. So you are selling it. Your cost price now 90,000 naira. You now arrive Abuja. You now decided that you're going to sell that 80,000 naira, 19,000 naira RAM, right, for 250,000 naira. How do we jump from 80,000 naira, 90,000 naira to 250,000 naira, my people?
And even more.
No, I'm breaking it down for you now. So we now moved down to, so the distance between Abuja and Edo, not past 6 hours, right? Now, from Katsina to Abuja, now about 6 to 8 hours. The same distance between that and Edo State. From that difference between 250 to Edo State, it was costing 650 naira between Edo and Delta State. 650,000 naira. From 80,000 to 650,000 naira. Tell me who is adding that money. And then by the time you can't get to Lagos, it was hitting at 750,000 naira. This one I work an investigation when we carry out. So how do we self-inflict poverty, wickedness, suffering, and scarcity on ourselves? Can we even just take ownership of the fact that we are also creating false scarcity in the country? That we are the enablers of our own suffering and poverty. I remember when I went to the streets again, I discovered something. There was this beverage, this 3-in-1 beverage. I'm not going to mention the name of the drink, right?
Okay. But
this 3-in-1 beverage, when you go buy it from one shop will sell it 50 naira. Another shop on that same street will sell it 100 naira. On that same street too, you walk down a bit, another person is selling that same beverage for 150. And then the final one on that same street, even barely 3 shops away, somebody else is selling that same beverage drink for 200 naira.
Different prices.
On the same streets. So the tendency for us to just be wicked, to be exploitative, there's this grab mentality that has come to overtaking Nigeria.
But you know,
and I think as the people, we need to cut it down.
You know, if you ask some of these people, they'll tell you, well, the cost of petrol, and say they go pay.
No,
produce.
Now I don't tell you say. No, I don't tell you how much it be. The seedling, the feeds, that 10,000 why I break down for you per goat or per ram. Now I don't give you so. The feeds, the extra transport. So per head, it could be actually 5,000 naira to transport them. The feeds take like another 5,000 naira. Do you understand what I'm saying? And they don't carry one ram at a time. I know somebody who me and that we waka 200 ram now buy for 80,000 naira. They can't put 5,000 naira for this, for that. All of them together, 10,000 naira on top of the 80,000 naira, made it 90,000 naira. So I'm not talking from anyhow place now. From that place, we ship and down. Come straight. Nothing extra.
You're right. You're right. Extorting ourselves as Nigerians. If common aboki with the shine shoe, go tell you say so shine shoe na 100 naira or 200 naira. You ask them what happened.
For the aboki, for the aboki, I no get no. Let me tell you, for the aboki, make I break that aboki down. This level of business is such a lower level business. It's so down there that it don't even make sense to even argue with them too much. You know why? One, they work under the sun. The man hour to work under the sun. Forget that thing. By the time you cost down that value of that 100 naira, you see no be anything. 2, remember say if you get shop where you they pay NEPA bill, you they pay taxation fees, you they pay ground fee, you they pay so many other extortion that we follow it that comes with all these people they exploit all the small shop or roadside shops waiting for them. He no go charge you that 100 naira. Do you understand? So that by the time you count in overhead cost, where in there for inside sun, the trekking when they do, right? The negotiation points when they suffer, all the abuses, trying to avoid traffic, or trying to avoid being killed by motor or everything. By the time you put them together, yes, Moku no even go that way. It is the lowest business that, for goodness sake, Moku no even go there. Let us not even tamper with those ones. Make we leave them. Because I can guarantee you that many of us, when we go restaurant, when they go tell us, say, one small cut of beef, now 1,000 naira, we go there for okay, I like the restaurant. We go sit down there to weigh 1,000 naira for one small cut of meats where no reach how many square, no reach like 1 inch, we go pay 1,000 naira for them.
All
So
right.
let us leave those kind of
Okay.
conversations alone.
Let's quickly touch on labor. This labor issue. Federal government is insisting on, I beg your pardon, insisting on 62,000 naira. You know, the presidency yesterday insisted that 250,000 naira minimum wage clamor by the organized labor is unsustainable, warning that the federal government cannot channel all its resources to meet such a demand. So the bus goes go plenty. The bus goes go plenty.
According to worry people, threaten our water action our blood. Who did they threaten now? Which be that one? Where are you threatening? I beg. They should just you see that their money that they're ending and enjoying in Aso Rock there. Where they get 24 hours light, where he is getting his salary every month. Governors across Nigeria, the minimum where each of the governors they collect every month, come rain, come sunshine, now 650,000 naira, the most, that is the lowest of the state. So 650,000 naira, now they collect every month. We never talk about the gratuities and the other benefits where they accrue to them from time to time. Not to talk of people they can't settle them for office, we go can't give them dash money. Who they give any Nigerian dash money these days? So people want to follow a project, they come and give you dash money. The same thing in Aso Rock. We know these things are always obtainable, right? Because they know that by the time I'm able to break through, we're going to get this deal and things get gone. So the point is this. While I am, for me, this, what you call this increment in payment of salary is a two-edged sword. Why? One, in giving this salary, we are going to enable a Nigerian people with a grab mentality mindset of exploitation to further exploit us. Because the money, remember, say, this reason why labor is coming to complain for increment is because, take note to the so-called laissez-faire markets, the Nigerian sellers themselves, they not first, now then just skyrocket the price. That's why I give you the scenario of that RAM as example. Now they first skyrocket the price. So the labor is responding to that market force to go to 250. But you see the Nigerian, where we be without proper regulation, and this is where we should come to. The federal government should not be crying the money is too much. Get the ministries in charge of regulation to start doing their work and monitor and implement. Now, when labor will come and get this 250,000, no matter how much they even get, as long as that money will shift from what it is currently at the 30,000 naira that they are talking about, what will happen is this. The Nigerian mentality of grab and exploit and finish everybody, eat until we belly tear. They will now come and increase again an inflation that is not supposed to be, because this inflation is already existing and this is why this money is coming. But now we will distort this process and now go and further exploit. So that the 250,000, even if they get them, it will not be sustainable later on, because our own Nigerian wickedness have created a market force that is not sustainable. So bottom line, federal government should go and get this regulatory framework where all the regulators, the monitors are doing their job effectively.
But what federal government is saying is that labor should consider economic realities. Things are not
they are
sweet.
just talking,
Don't go that far. 250K
talking.
is too much.
No, they are just talking anyhow, because we know the palliatives that we've been talking about. Not be GTB say that they sue 13 banks right now over the fact that the what do you call this borrowers Anchors Borrowers Program money.
Yeah.
They say do not deduct any money. They say do not deduct any amount of alert or SMS skinny. 13 banks in Nigeria, is that not the whole of the Nigerian banks? All of them say that they're going to deduct from that money. So what I'm going back to is this. You see, say when regulators are not doing their job, that is why you will have abuse like this. From 90,000 naira RAM, there's no reason why you should sell it more than 120,000 naira, if at all. That's where I'm going to.
Okay.
Because the difference between 120,000 and 250,000, that is over 100% inflation. Right? Over 1 million. In fact, that's 1,000 plus inflation. So let us be realistic there. The regulators need to come on board. Then two, our civil service need to work. What has happened is this: the politicians have made civil servants, redundant. You employ civil servants, you say this is your job, and then you now employ aides to now take over the job of the civil servant. You have made them so useless that many of them have thought of external ways of external incomes. And so going to work is no longer fun, it's not productive, it's not inspiring, it's not rewarding, it's not fulfilling for them. So you have created a malaise in the civil service. So make the civil servants work and stop overloading us with aides that are chopping thousands of money. A minimum amount paid to aides these days in the hierarchy of the cadre of money, money spread and everything. May they collect 200,000, 250, 500,000. Who they pay that money? Taxpayers' money. So let us not even waste our taxpayers' money on fraudulent expenses because we want to carry out the politicians along with us. So federal government needs to look at all of those gaps and all of those excesses that are, bleeding the economy. Then another thing we need to look at is this. A very effective and productive civil service is an accountable civil service. The entire NNPC, it has been shrouded for years. We have 4 refineries. None is functioning.
None.
So what are we talking about? You employ these people, and I have said it before. How can you employ people who are working under refineries? They get money every month, but they're not producing crude oil, refined crude oil. How?
Nobody's even talking about
that in that agency. Now you talk about subsidy. Let's even go back to the subsidy matter. The truth of the matter is the subsidy has never been used for its intended purposes. The leakages in the system has enabled a situation where somebody can carry so much money. You go carry empty vessel from Nigeria. You go to another country, nothing did the vessel, no crude, nothing. But when they reach the other foreign country, they are supposed to dock and berth and remove the so-called crude oil. They will now create a process of a paper trail that now illusionary feeds you, the federal government, that does not check again. Going back to regulation, going back to monetary, going back to evaluation. They now take all of these monies from you. You now approve this subsidy scam to them. So they take nothing from the country, they go out, and they return nothing back to the country. So our monies that are leaving the country do not come back to Nigeria. And then look at the spending capacity of even all of these top politicians themselves. Why is the foreign direct investment not coming to this country? Because our own people always carry the money out to spend overseas. We have a tourism industry in Nigeria, right? See this guy, Governor Duke, did something fantastic in his state, remarkable for Nigeria. Where is it now? So we have a lot of elephant projects, little left, right, and center that are not functional. What we're saying is this: wastages in Nigeria's economy needs to stop. So the federal government should look at its wastage practices, the leakages in the system. The regulatory framework need to start doing their job, and there has to be accountability in the processes. The moment they can understand that we need to be a production country and not an importation country, we will go places.
Yeah, and as regards still talking about the NLC stuff, I don't know, you might have read that the NLC has also warned, governors pushing for decentralized salary for workers to desist from, that or face the wrath of the law. I mean, decentralized salary. What's your thought about this, really? Decentralized salary, for workers.
Decentralized. What does decentralized mean?
Make everybody feel pay waiting, where a muscle reach a hair. You understand?
That is each governor's.
Don't give everybody the same thing. So waiting Lagos go the end, different from waiting the hair. That arrangement.
You know why they laugh? It goes back to the idea of somebody saying, let us have more states. It's back to that same mentality of let us have more states. So this is the thing, You see the idea, now everybody they wake up. For many years, the Niger Delta have cried that as a golden egg that lays the golden goose, right? And geese, we have not been fortunate. And it's a place that has been bled. My father's place, where my father comes from, in Olomoro, in Delta State, we are the only community in Nigeria that has the highest number of pipelines where crude oil is transported via. That place has nothing to show for it. But places like Abuja, places like Lagos, places like every other state in Nigeria have benefited immensely, right, from the bleeding of that community that sacrifices its own lands where they are denied opportunity to even farm in those places because you can't tell which pipeline you will bust and wahala go scatter. So a community like that, and that's why this PIA Act needs to be reviewed, because the conditions that are given to them. How can the federal government sign that NNPC joint venture that they had since God knows when, since before Oloibiri, when it started with Oloibiri and back till now? How can the entire Niger Delta, the water communities, right, that are in the Niger Delta, nothing to show for how good we are? So if you say you want to do that, that means all the monies that are due the Niger Delta will come back on us.
Maybe I should even ask you, the solution to all of these Nigeria's economic quagmire. What do you think?
I've already explained them to you. I've just told you that leakages in the system are one. Lack of proper regulatory framework that is not monitored, not properly evaluated to see whether they are working and they are sustainable, or they need to be, revamped as the need may be. Then back to a National Orientation Agency and we as a people. Do you know that I was telling somebody, because we did a report on the cholera outbreak in Lagos, and one of the things we discovered with the cholera outbreak in Lagos was that Nigerians have a knowledge gap between, have you gone to the streets and see how somebody they sell corn, roasted corn on top of gutter, or even fruits on top of gutter? I know you've seen that, right? It is very pervasive amongst us here. So we get a dirtiness culture. As a people, we dirty. And I don't know how that thing happened. And I was explaining to people that poverty, it is not equal to dirtiness. Dirtiness is a habit. Poverty is a mentality of not knowing how to create wealth and seizing opportunities. Two different things. If you go to ordinary Togo here, it's a place I love to go to. I've enjoyed myself. You see their water skyline, Oh, that place is so sweet and clean. What I'm trying to say is they have a cleanliness culture, so that even the poorest of the poorest, you go not see this person no get money, but the person no dirty. The person clean die. Do you understand? So one of the problems we need to work on as a people, and I've always said it, we as a people, Nigerians, we have a character deficit. And what is this character deficit? The character deficit is this. One, our habits are very poor habits. We don't get cleanliness culture. We need to go back to it. You see these trees that we are cutting down left, right, and center in the name of building slums. Lagos is a slum as far as I'm concerned, because the trees are gone. And then you now have only one road to lead all the way from Lekki to Epe. I don't understand that one. The mentality behind that, that's the slum mentality. So we need to change our approach to how we make our survival a good one, easy for everybody, not trying to harm everybody in one way. Then we need to look at our other culture, our eating habits, our lifestyle, and then how we treat each other. In Nigeria here, everybody wants to show, say, I better pass you. That's why we will name a generator, I better pass my neighbor. That is a sick mentality, and we need to change it. So we have a lot of work to do in terms of our behavior, in terms of our character, in terms of our mindset change and range.
You know what? The president is in Lagos as we speak. All right. And I guess some of his aides are listening to us right now. And I would want you to, if I should ask you, what would you want to say to Mr. President at this point in time? Now that he's not even in Abuja, he's close to us here, like he did Lagos as we talk. What would you want to say to him?
Me, what would I want to say
your
to
advice? Salah now, now, the economy day now, NLC matter day now, and all of that. So
the thing they say, I think for me, I don't even, I try not to place it at the floor of leadership sometimes. I say every time is the quality of the followership that we shake the quality of the leadership. See, when all of us understand that the power is with us, we have that power. We can make them sit up. If they're not going to sit up and they don't understand what leadership means, that you don't have to enjoy yourself at the expense of those who are already sacrificing, then that will change. But the people too need to understand that if somebody they oppress you, why are you taking tolerance for oppression? Why are you letting somebody put their knees on your neck and you keep shouting, I cannot breathe? You are waiting for the person to remove the knee when the person does not intend to remove the knee from your neck. So I will always go back to us as a people. Imagine us being kind to one another. Overseas, let me show you what kindness means. In overseas, when there is festivities, prices are slashed. 50%, 70%. You'll be hearing sales left, right, and center. In Nigeria, when we hear of festivities, what do we think? We think of exploitation. We think of increasing the price.
Time to hammer.
So if we are like that as a people, that is why they who are in leadership position have the audacity to do what they do. But that said, on the side of the followers, because people keep saying it's the leadership that has to change. No, we followers, we need to change first. But even at that, it does not mean we excuse the leadership for capacity to govern. Governance is something that is done different from politically, because you need to learn to separate it. Then we need to come to a point where, as a people, we understand that having so many aids is not the solution to Nigeria's problem. That is not employment, and that is not a way to repay your people who have fought for your votes, as the case may be. There are other many ways. We need a situation where all our people should not be coming to cities. Rural electrification, rural development, these are important places we need to develop, right? And create them into sustainable communities. Enough of this making people leave the beautiful villages that are more sustainable, that has the original way of eating and feeding and processing things. Because right now in the villages, things are not processed. In the cities, things are processed to our own detriment. We are now overpopulated. Lagos is such a horrible place to stay. The terms of pollution is the highest in the country. It has one of the highest pollution in the country. And it's not even producing things like crude oil and bioproducts of crude oil. So imagine how polluted it is compared to a place where all of these other operations actually exist. So at the end of the day, the president should understand that, look, the people elected you in. And because they elected you in, one of your key responsibility is, one, provide security for your people. Any country where there's security, people are at peace. Even the tourism in our country will thrive. People will be going to Obudu because the roads are good. Part of security is good road infrastructure. If the roads are good, we will also go well. And that goes back also to the governors. The governors are the ones in charge of their states. There is a point where the federal government, as a president, the buck stops, and then it continues from the governors, and then it continues finally with the local government chairman. So we have a three-tier system. At the end of the day, the onus is on all of us to make Nigeria.
Before I wrap up this section, I want to bring you back to. I want to refer to what you said, earlier, that make Nigerians know, say they can make this presence be on their toes. Now.
Yes.
I want to say it now that nobody said they don't know, saying that them suppose they lead these people. But how to do it is a problem. Okay, Nigerians are scared. They don't even know they are left from their right. They don't know how to approach these people. They don't know. We're waiting for each other. No, you go first. No, you go first. No, now your turn. You do this. So how do we do it? And all of that, we just the rigmarole.
Nigerians are not scared.
Are you sure?
Are not scared.
Okay.
Yes, let me tell you why I say so. Because we like to hide behind excuses. Nigerians are one of the people I know when it comes to governance, because they lack knowledge of how governance should work, right? It doesn't mean they don't know. What I mean by know is this, and lack. So, for example, we have said it over and again. One of the things you must do as a citizen is that you must vote. Why? Because you practice what they call a democracy. The nature of the democracy that you practice, take note of whether you like democracy or not, is not even relevant. The point is what is happening in your country. Understand the kind of governance that you have. Say it's democracy. If it is democracy, it means the highest person with the person with the highest votes will come in, so that not a minority elects somebody that is unpopular, right? But the majority. Because what we've had over the years is a minority electing people into spaces of governance. Why? Because people will be telling themselves and deceiving themselves that their votes does not count. Me, I they go, come rain, come sunshine, I they go do my voting. I need to take and play. You know why? Because I know that the day I want to recall a president or a House of Representative, as the case may be, or a senator who is not performing, because my name and my signature is already in the database for the voting.
All right.
That is IREV or whatever you call them these days. What not people know that they making these days. So if he did for inside that IREV and inside INEX portal, let me use the proper designation here. As long as your name is in the INEX portal, right, and your signature is seen in INEX portal, this is the power you now have. You see this ability to go and meet and say, I vote you in, you also have the ability to go and meet, I say, I remove you. It's called a recall. Until we understand that you have to be in their process, you will go nowhere. And that's another conversation another day I can talk about. But
Obrigado.
Nigerians, let's make Nigeria work.
Thank you so very much for speaking with us this morning. Thank you. I appreciate you. Do have a beautiful day today, though.
All right. Take care of you. My people, Nigeria. Now only we want to make Nigeria work.
Yeah. Thank you so very much. We do hope that Madame will be back here soon, to face this basketballs in the morning. Okay, everyone, in case you're just joining us, I want to say you're welcome to Front Page Review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. My name is Jude Ikamni Jude. I want to open up the studio line right now so you can be part of this conversation. Beautiful conversation we're having this morning on this dial. Okay. 0700 903 903 903. That's the number to call. And then you can also send in your message via WhatsApp to 081 717 56338. I take it again, 081 717 56338. And don't forget to call 0700 903 903 903. Good morning to you this morning.
Good morning to you.
Good morning.
Yes.
What's your name and where you calling from?
I'm Ikan, calling you from Isolo Kingdom.
Okay, welcome.
A child from a wisdom family never hung his back wrongly.
Okay.
Yes. I want to call on the elders of this nation because according to you, Bola Ahmed Tinubu give Salah message. Sultan of Sokoto did the same thing. I want to say something. They are giving Nigerians Salah message because they are wealthy and they have enough to eat and merit. But as I have never heard when Sokoto, the Sultan of Sokoto, all the Emirates and all the people in the north concerning the senseless killings, kidnapping, and all that in that region. It is so sad. It is so bad. Why is it that they are waiting for only when we have Christmas or we have Salah, they will be preaching peace, they will be preaching this to the nation? They are not talking about what is happening in the country as a whole. We are not happy about all these things. If Nigerians were to go back to the place we said that if we are royal, we are honest, and we are faithful to this country, some of these people ought to be the aim of the affair. Are you telling me somebody like Senate President who have so many things hanging on his leg, or even the president himself, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, who have so many records that cannot be settled, are they worthy to even be a councillor in a state or in a country? Not to talk about a president and all that. Please, let Nigeria.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much. Yeah. Everyone, in case you're calling, just make sure you make use of, I think, around 60 seconds. That's about a minute, okay? So we can take as many calls as possible. Thank you so very much. Good morning to you.
Yeah. Good morning, Gide.
Good morning.
Christine is on the line.
Okay, welcome. Good morning.
I think you are sitting for the madam, eh?
Mm-hmm.
Well done, job. Well done, job.
It's our work.
You spoke fine. I say I guess you spoke very fine.
Yeah.
But Gide, in this case, the two parties are involved, bro. I mean the citizens and the leaders. They are involved in this problem because the leaders create the environment and the citizens make use of it. You understand me? Why? This 2023 election, all the old Nigerians poured out their hearts to have a good governance session where everybody will be okay. But the leaders turn everything upside down from net to judiciary. And if you watch those people, now the executive appoint all of them. The executive set all of them. You understand me? They can't work against the executive. He knows that as a human being. So what I'm saying now is this. True, we the citizens will cause a lot of problem for ourselves because some of us are the people that give money to disrupt a peaceful election. You understand me? Mm-hmm. So those that collected that money, they are part of us inside this system. And as we are complaining about the hardship now, they're also complaining with us. You know that? So we have a lot of work to do. All those educated ones like the address that I look at right now, we will have to send this message to the grassroots that the power belongs to them that is in the grassroots because they are the people that is suffering it. If we do not get this, we cannot get anything out of it.
Okay.
1962 Constitution or 1963 Constitution must come back. People to have that power to themselves. If not, we are not working as a country. That's the only thing I want to contribute.
Thank you.
Thank you, my dear.
Thank you so very much for calling. Yeah. Front page review on Voice of the People 90.3 FM. Check your time is 8:07 a.m. here in Lagos, Nigeria. We're taking more calls 0700 903 903 903. Good morning to you.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. Can you move away from your radio set? Beautiful.
I've done that, sir.
All right, let's go.
Judy, you can be Judy.
Hmm?
My name is Victor. I'm calling from Muchi.
Good to have you join us.
Well done, sir.
Yeah.
First and foremost, we thank God for blessing this country. I just want our leaders to please, for God's sake, to reduce their spending. They should reduce it. If they reduce it, all who are agitating for increments will know that they have reduced spending in all steps, from the presidency to the supervisor or councillor. And the governors also, they should reduce their spending. In addition, those who are working with them, like SA, etc., also they should reduce all spending. For them now, increasing the judiciary by 300%. I don't know why. 300% increment in their salary. There are other benefits which should be reduced or cancelled. So bring the food. They should set up an agency to technique the prices of all commodities in the country so that people will have joy, peace, and rest of mind. So, lastly, I just want us to please pray for the peace of the country. When there is peace, we'll move on. Thank you.
Thank you so very
much.
Appreciate your call. Thank you so very much. For those who are just tuning in, let me give you this information. We touched on this a little, but then no fewer than 6 persons have been reportedly killed, with more than 100 persons also abducted as suspected gunmen attacked a community in Sokoto State in the early hours of yesterday. Yes, the police in Sokoto, through their spokesman Ahmed Rufai, confirmed the killing of over Dabawa local government area of Sokoto State. Rufai said though information about the attack was still sketchy, but 6 people were confirmed killed. According to him, the divisional police officer attached to Guadabawa led a team of policemen to the community to assess the situation and restore normalcy. 6 dead bodies were recovered by a search team, and efforts is still ongoing to recover other missing persons. Let's talk to you this morning. Beautiful morning to you. Hello?
Hello, good morning.
Good morning, welcome.
Yeah, Mr. Jude Kami, good morning. Kami Jude, this is Ibeto calling from Sulere, quite some time now.
Yeah, welcome, Ibeto.
Ibeto.
Good to have you
join us. Thank you, this analysis. Then I'm going straight to where it concerns the creation of additional creation of a state in the southeast. To be honest to you, my brother, you see, let's look at the fact at the way it is. You know, sometimes if you don't give people a certain sense of belonging, there will always be a negative reaction to that. and which may not really all go well with the whole country, as it were. But then, sometimes we are looking at the economic negative aspect of it. But one thing you should know is that when a state is created, you see there will be a reaction. Even though some of those the state, the city, the indigenous who used to be outside the state, some of them will go back to their state and see how they develop their state. But we are looking at it on one side. Some governors have not been able to pay that. All those things it's all about development, and it's all about equality. You understand? So, but let me not. I don't know how it goes, but let's take it that way. But one thing I know is that the God of Nigeria will always be good to Igbos, because in as much as we survived the civil war and we bounce back where we are today, I think the God of Igbos will really also find a way for them. If the other Nigerians don't want to really give them what they deserve as the Igbos, as those who have worked so hard for the independence of this country, who continue to work hard towards the unity of the country, to continue to do what they are supposed to do without even waiting for government to do that. So my brother, what I'm saying in essence is this, that if you ask me, there should have been, because this has been for a long time. Thank you, Mr. Judith.
Thank you so very much for talking to us this morning on the show. Okay, let's go this way now. Good morning to you.
Hello.
Hi, good morning.
Hello.
Good morning to you. We can hear you. What's your name and your location?
Hello. Good morning. Kami, Jude.
Good morning.
Yeah, this for you on the line from Odofi.
All right.
Yeah, on regard to what Mother Ejiro was saying about elections, she always makes sure that I was my fine. She's a very good political analyst, but I always don't go with her on same page in this angle of vote counts. What we are seeing now, what we are observing now in this country is that our election process is beginning to improve. But that doesn't mean that our votes have started counting. At least there are some improvement. How can someone be having fear of going to the election to go and vote? He will be threatened. Someone will leave his house, getting to the election grounds. I have two friends that was injured in the last election. One of them is still hospitalized as I speak. So that thing is not. I don't think for now that thing is correct. So regard to the country situation, you see, it's an open secret that we know how government spends frivolously. We know how people are suffering. We know how one cannot easily come outside and talk, just as if maybe we are being enslaved or something. You see, but what I expect the government to be doing is there should be this kind of budget. Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I would like the government. It's our responsibility, it's our right, and it's their responsibility to do it. Every month, this budget performance report. We want to see it. Except if they tell us now that we are under military regime, or they are the ones that owns that money they're managing, which is our collective Commonwealth. If that is the money, fine. I don't want those. I'm saying it without missing words now, because it's high time we should just start deceiving ourselves.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Okay.
Thank you for talking to us. Yeah, thank you. All right. Let me also touch on a couple of messages, okay? Let me visit our WhatsApp portal and, of course, take a couple of messages there. Benjamin from Shogunle saying something this morning. He said the President Tinubu is preaching patient to Nigeria anywhere he goes. My question to him is, how long should Nigeria be patient? Is it for the 4 years of his regime as Nigerian patient with former President Buhari for 8 years? At the end, Buhari said he was sorry for the hardship his policy brought upon Nigeria. Someone should please tell President Tinubu that it is enough to feel the pain of Nigeria, as he claimed, but should do something to ease the pain. That's what he said. All right, this one says, good morning. APC government telling Nigerians that they inherited dead economy. Please help me ask Tinubu, from who did he inherited the bad economy from? All the APC followers, including Tinubu, were hailing Buhari's regime then. When we are shooting on top of our voice, or okay, it says shouting, you mean to say that Buhari is going in the wrong direction. They called us whalers or whatever. In fact, APC have master degree in complaining and blame game. So all the experience you have in Chicago University have been, what are you trying to say there? Okay, let's leave that. Okay, quick recovery to our friend Kodidia, and may you get well soon. Happy Salah celebration to all Muslim faithfuls. Thank you so very much from BC Moko in Oshodi, HRH. Well, let me leave it there. Anyway, all right. Good morning, Judah. It's a beautiful Monday morning. Let's go and make the money. And I wish our Muslim brothers happy, Salah celebration. Tinubu inherited bad economy. Who brought Buhari in the first place? The present administration is repeating what they sow. It has become a tradition in Nigeria that any festive celebration or bandits will invade and kidnap innocent citizens. What is the work of our security personnel? The tussle in Kano is political. Please, let them release Mazin Nnamdi Kanu, Prince Ayotek from Arena Market. Okay? I salute you, my gallant wise man in the house. How was your morale for the beautiful... We are really appreciating the management and staff of VOPFM to boost our morale all the time here. You are high. Okay, thank you. Okay, what's your name again? From OC Morale at Army Barracks, Ikeja. He's saying that, please, sir, kindly help me to salute a gallant GM. GM of all GMs, right? Talk and do GM. Honorable Shegun Adeniji. No, is he honorable yet? Call him GM Shegun Adeniji. In fact, Adeniji. It's okay, thank you so very much. Yeah, this one says Tinubu inherited dead economy from which political party now? But Tinubu used 90 billion naira to subsidize Hajj for Muslims, and someone should tell presidency that Tinubu did not inherit a dead economy. Leo from Lagos sent in that message anyway. Okay, Adeyemi Kamoru from Satellite Town, Lagos, about minimum wage. Media should let the public know that minimum wage is for level 1, step 1, with allowance level 1 can collect up to 180,000 naira per month now. Not for all civil service or civil servants. You should let people know the truth about government. Okay, I think I'll talk about that in the afternoon, on matters. We'll get to touch on that, everyone. You can join me in the afternoon by 1 p.m. on matters, just right here. Okay, I'll be here with a very sound analyst who's going to help us understand all of these issues. All right, regarding the cholera outbreak in Nigeria, the government should help us look into the price of things. People can afford to get clean water and even good food. Reason they get just any kind of water. Olawale from Ijanikin sent in that message. Thank you so very much. Mazi Ugochukwu, Elder General Isheri Oshun. When leaders only knows how to spend extravagantly without clue of generating incomes, that government can never move forward. Speech without implementation is useless. The masses, the ball is in your court. Okay. Check the time now, 8:21 a.m. I beg to say, this one says that the fight against poverty and corruption can only be achieved by eliminating those unethical politicians, which the appointed government officials and the federal government should reduce their spending. Minister of Power is talking about creating Power Rangers to tackle power situation. Who will pay for that sector? And he's flying private jet to go to Abuja. Emmanuel is dropping that this morning. Okay. The 29 million for a senator, just one Alawi a month for 109 will pay 21,073 Nigerian workers a month. I don't get it how they can't pay minimum wage of 180k. Now wow. The monetary excesses of National Assembly and the federal government, state government and local government are extremely excruciating to the economy too. Please, Tinubu and Remy should disguise to marketplaces and see how horrible cost of living is. They should stop relying on the feedbacks on What are you trying to say here? Well, I can't read that Yoruba. It's okay. Nothing is working for the masses. We can't buy basic economic things. All right. Let's touch on the last one, and I go back to the phone lines and take your calls. Good morning. Unless they release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and give Southeast an equitable state, Nigeria will not find what? Anyone who wants justice must come with a clean hand. It baffles me that people are surprised about the continuing destruction of Nigerian economy when Tinubu promised to continue where Buhari himself stopped. Ostaino from Olodia Papa. Let's get back to the phone lines now. 0700 903 903 903. About 40 seconds this time around for everyone. Just call in and shoot immediately. Okay? Let's see how many calls we can take before we wrap up this morning. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning to you.
Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning.
Good morning. Welcome here.
Yes, my name is Avi. I am currently in Ajao.
Okay.
People can say they inherit a dead economy. They inherit a dead economy from who? From Buhari. And the dead economy, anything will continue from Buhari, from where Buhari stopped. What do they mean by that one? They tell them me now, they say, the dead economy when it inherits, now it will continue to do the burial and weight keeping of the dead economy. Yeah, because they tell us what we know.
That's
dead
all.
Economy. They won't continue to do burial and weight.
Thank you. Thank you so very much. Let's leave it there. Yeah. Your words are kind of tough and hot. I would always tell people to keep it civil, okay? Say it objectively. Thank you so very much. Let's do more calls quickly. Good morning to you.
Good morning to you. Good morning to you. Hello, good morning.
Good morning.
It's Ben from Eva.
All right, Ben, let's have you.
I wish Cordelia all the best too. I wish her all the best. In Jesus' name.
Amen.
Our president said that he inherited the economy. It's a lie. All the money, all the billions of dollars, the people that work with Buhari to Mr. President have the power to recover it from them. All the allocated funds, those people are with him. Some of them he done in his government. Out of 21 trillion he borrowed. Just this 1 year he has ruled Nigeria, he borrowed 21 trillion. His 21 trillion dead economy. 21 trillion naira is it dead economy. What did he do with it? Let him show us one thing. Is it road? Is it industry? Is it a refinery he built with it? What did he do with it? Is it electricity he gave us? So let him stop deceiving us. So there is money, he's lavishing money everywhere. Okay. 90 billion to go to Hajj. He said that is dead economy.
It's okay.
That is not very just punishing us. That is not dead economy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so very much, Ben from Iba. This person is saying, I ask God to grant Cordelia quick recovery. Buhari's government spent 8 years blaming PDP, even when they inherited good economy from Jonathan. But they chose blame game instead of working to improve the economy. Now, after destroying the economy through removal of subsidy and the rest, Tinubu chose to blame his party and, of course, predecessor for his bad performance. TC from Ojo. All right, we'll be wrapping up quickly, okay? Check your time. Our time is fast spent. 8:25 a.m. already just right here in the city of Lagos, Nigeria. Everyone. Ogendigbo, it will be coming up shortly. But then we have one of the beautiful face of Ogendigbo. Now her face nine good day for 1,500 naira note. Of course now. What's it, Auntie? Are you not happy I said this?
Good morning, Jide Ikame Jide. Happy Salah.
Cake now.
Adimoyi keteke.
What is the keteke inside? Leave.
I'm fine.
Adimoyi is okay.
Adimoyi keteke.
This keteke, I don't understand.
That keteke, you have to go to Nsuka so that you know the meaning of keteke.
Nsuka people.
That's their dialect. Yes.
But then you're looking amazingly beautiful this morning.
Thank you. Our Lord is good.
Idi sharp.
Adam sharp. Adam
Is
sharp.
it Idi or Adi?
Adam. But you know what? The economy in my life is not bleeding. You know, it's not bleeding.
Oh, touch them. Say so. All right, everyone. My name is Jude Ikami Jude, and Adigo is here to take over this morning. Well, do follow me on all social media platforms. Ikami Jude. It's spelled IKAMIJUDEH. On all social media platforms. Okay. I'll be here tomorrow with you again. And we hope, we wish Madam Cordelia strong health. The kind of way she feel a blow war. In Jesus' name. I'm out of here. Good morning, Nigeria.